Hey everybody, welcome back. Just doing a quick video at the moment. Sort of slightly under the weather kind of thing still. I think part of that actually has to do with the fact that the right now we're getting the African dust, which seems to come through. I guess it happens like a couple times a year where it sort of comes up through the Gulf and everything. And I'm not used to it, obviously being from Chicago. So I think it's just sort of playing a little haywire with my system at the moment. So I believe it's passing. I'm hoping then within the next day or two that this is like I'm 100%. So I'm gonna do this one off camera, and I assume no one will actually have a problem with this. Vinegar Syndrome has announced their September titles, and the first one is Memories Within Miss Aggie, which is from 1974. I think it's sort of one of those like sort of softcore films from the day, but also has a lot of other kind of weird sort of psychological elements and things like that. So I've heard of the film, but I haven't seen it. So I'm looking forward to actually checking this one out. I did pre-order the bundle with the 3 Blu-ray releases. And for those of you who are familiar with the film, I mean, it is getting a new restoration, 2K restoration from the 16mm archival negative elements. It doesn't have too many extras on it. It basically has a promotional still and article gallery and the trailer. But it is region free, so for those of you, so no matter where you live, you can order it. And it is due out September 25th. The other title is Body Melt, which did get a release from Australian company Umbrella, which I did not know about. A buddy of mine sort of told me about that. But if you haven't picked it up, like I hadn't. It also has a new 2K restoration from the 16mm camera negative. And also has some commentary tracks and some new interviews and everything. This one has a little bit, looks like it has a little bit more to it extra wise. September 25th as well. And finally, they're releasing The House on Tombstone Hill, also known as The Dead Come Home, also known as Dead Dudes in the House, which is probably what most of you may even know the film from, because it was put out, I think, by Troma on. It's not a Troma film. But Troma, I think, put it out on video years ago. It's one of those films that's really fun to watch with like a group of friends. In fact, that's what I did a couple of years ago. Actually, watched it with a group of friends, and we just had like so much fun. And this one also was 2K restoration from the 16mm camera negative. So that's interesting that all 3 of these films were originally shot on 16mm, which is good that they're getting restored, because 16mm, is much more delicate than 35. So it's nice to know a lot of these films are not being lost. And it does have a new featurette with the actors, as well as an audio interview with the director and behind the scenes gallery. And it does have, so the slipcover obviously has Dead Come Home, The House on Tombstone Hill cover, but it does have a reversible Dead Dudes in the House cover. So for those of us who are familiar with it under that title, that is definitely an option. So if you got the Severin Films release of The Changeling, I just noticed this the other day that people were complaining that the 5.1 track on the release, it was missing some dialogue and some sound effects or something. Main thing was some dialogue. Some like ADR stuff that somehow got lost when they were doing the 5.1 mix. And there was also a glitch in the included soundtrack CD in, I believe, the last track. So Severin has released a statement about a replacement disc or discs rather, for people who are interested, which, let's face it, we all want it. There was also a glitch in the video. Now, when I watched it the other day, I didn't notice the glitch. Again, I wasn't looking for it. I think it's one of those that's really fast, but the fact is they are going back and fixing the glitch as well, which is good. So they posted this on their Facebook page. Dear loyal Severin customers, Joseph is truly messing with us from the other side. It has come to our attention that the newly created 5.1 audio track on our release of The Changeling is missing 6 instances of off-camera or in-the-dark dialogue audio. While these audio snippets are present in the original 2.0 stereo track, as it was released back in 1980, which is when I watched it, that's the one I listened to, was the original 2.0 track, not the 5.1. was also probably why I didn't notice any audio issues. But getting back to this, they were missed when the new track was created, and because they're spoken off camera, in long shot, or in the dark, they escaped the QC at the sound facility, at the check disc stage, and indeed by all of the pre-release reviews of the disc. It was actually spotted during the authoring of our colleague's Second Sight Films UK disc, which was set soon after our release. Whether or not it was easily noticeable, however, does not change the fact that they are indeed errors, and the sound house have gone back to the elements to correct their mistake. As such, we are offering a version 2 replacement disc for customers. We will also be taking this opportunity to correct a skipped frame within the feature. If you've purchased a Changeling and wish to get a replacement disc, please email changelingreplacement@gmail.com with your receipt or confirmation of purchase from wherever you purchased it. This is not only applicable to purchases from the Severin store, so no matter where you order it from, just kind of like, for example, I ordered it directly from Severin. All I did was forward my receipt email and then just make sure I sent it to this Gmail account. And we will ship your replacement as soon as we have finished goods, about 3 to 4 weeks to allow for reauthoring and replication. In addition, we have been alerted to the fact the first round of the soundtrack CDs also have a glitch in track 29. We will also send a replacement CD along with the blue. We apologize for any inconvenience and thank you for your continued support, Severin Films. So if you bought the Changeling, no matter where you bought it from, just, again, send your info and forward your proof of purchase to changelingreplacement@gmail.com. And finally, one quick update on Maximum Overdrive. Now, there hasn't yet been an announcement on the upcoming release, but believe it or not, the pre-orders have actually started to go up on Amazon and I believe a couple other websites, and it is also listed on Blu-ray.com as an upcoming release from Lionsgate Films. It has a date of October 23rd. Now, the artwork here is what was listed on Blu-ray.com. I don't know if that's the final artwork for the upcoming Blu-ray release or not. It's obviously not the final because it doesn't have any other information on it, but this actually could technically be the artwork for it. So just have to see, but it was posted, so I wanted to post it along with it. No news yet. Has not had the official announcement, so there's no news as far as extras go or anything like that. But we at least do now have a release date of October 23rd. So October is going to be one filled month with releases. So that's it for this video. I'm actually going to try and do another one in a little bit. I think I'm actually going to re-record my Flashback Weekend video. I tried editing it down, but it's just like, you know what? It would just be easier just to re-record it. So before too much time passes, because I'm almost now basically at 2 weeks since Flashback, I do want to go ahead and get that video done as well. And as always, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and I will see you guys on the next one.